I guess our first week of practice is basically about getting people healthy, and in shape. That was the first week, and I'm not coming at it like we're unhealthy. It's just that I count it healthy as being in shape and ready to play game minutes. So that was, so I guess a better word for it is conditioning. That's probably what we're focused on. Focused on our offense too. Playing with pace, the way we played. I think we were second in pace last year. So conditioning and playing with pace and, making correct reads, spacing and things of that nature. Because, when you have a team that's not, in game shape, they're not going to really space the floor as much as we would like. So that's the things that we're focused on this week.
Okay, for the first one, we'll go to Eric Wilson.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
So speaking along those lines, could you talk about, where you feel your team is at in regards to that up-tempo style that you want your team to be at? How do you feel the team is gradually getting to that level?
I think we're getting there. They know the way, I like to do things. So I think it's a process. So, we try, but, of course, it's difficult to do that for the time period that we have in practice. So we have our ups and downs, but I think we're well on our way. They're in a lot better shape than I expected them to be in coming into the first week. So we've been able to play and do some up-tempo things and kind of play with some pace. But, after when the fatigue sets in, then you start seeing, some bad decisions and things of that nature. So we just had to get those things out of there. And but I think we're not far from what we need to be.
Okay, I'll ask another one since I got time. Outside of the game, Coach, listen, with everything that's going on in the world, I know you're getting your team ready and set and focused, but can you, as a black head coach in this league, can you speak to, your views as far as what's going on in the country and what you as a man and having to deal with these things at times, can you speak to, how you deal with them?
Well, I mean, it's a discussion you want to keep going. We recently experienced some things that we've seen as a team, and we talk about it. We try to have a safe space for each other, but I try to encourage them to, all have an open mind and be, open-minded to all the situations that are going on. And I encourage them to talk to each other about it. And I think the misinterpretation of the society that we're living in, especially in the USA, is that this is a black problem, and it isn't. This is a world problem. I mean, and one of the main issues is every time something goes wrong with the black community, it's our problem. And that shouldn't be that way. I think, this is a world problem. These are issues that, affect a certain population. But I definitely think that everyone should be affected. But I think that it's getting twisted to say, hey, it's a black problem. You guys, how are you going to solve it? And I think that's a bad way to look at it. And I think we all of us have to be involved in the solutions, and we all have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So that's what we try to encourage our group to do, and that's what we're trying to accomplish as a group.
Okay, Ian Bethune with the UConn blog. Ian?
Hey, I know it's only been a couple of days, but how does Azurá Stevens fit in with what you want to do this season?
Well, I don't really like her. She's, I don't like her at all. So I don't know. No, that's a joke.
Oh, I knew.
No, she's been great. She's been great. The coaches love her. Her teammates love her. She's, she has a beautiful personality. She plays hard. She's coachable. Like, we're happy to have her in our organization. We think that she's going to be a Chicago Sky player for a long time to come. We don't see her going anywhere. So that was really a joke. No, we really love her. It's good to see her healthy. I think the best of her is yet to come, and I think people are going to be surprised by what they see.
Doug Feinberg with the Associated Press.
Hey, Coach. I know in usual times, I'm guessing you have male practice players to sort of take some of the wear and tear off the players during practice in the season. Are you planning to scrimmage other teams a little bit? I mean, some other coaches have mentioned they may try to get some scrimmages in or quarters in against some other the WNBA teams to keep people fresh and such over the next couple of weeks. Is that in your plans?
Yeah, it's in our plans. I think it's beneficial, especially since we're practicing in gyms that's right next to each other. This layout is a little unique in the way that it is that you can just call another team that's right next to you, and I'm sure other teams will be open to it. And the coaches have to be creative, the coaches have to be open-minded, and that's what we're trying to be. Because, you're right, the wear and tear is real. And so if you're going to practice at an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, then they have to have breaks, and they have to be able to spell each other. So I see us doing that. We've talked to some teams, but, we still have to wait on the protocols in place. They still want it to be, more. I think what the WNBA will feel more comfortable with is if we have enough testing time where we have enough negative tests where they can be comfortable with us playing against each other. So we're just waiting on, the call from the WNBA saying, hey, it's okay for you guys to scrimmage.
Alexa Filippo from the Hartford Courant.
Hi, Coach. Thanks so much for the time and for doing this today. Two questions, one about Gabby Williams, the other one about Stephanie Dolson. I guess for Stephanie, what have you seen from her and being able to come back from actually battling the coronavirus and this, crazy pandemic where it's affected so many people? It's actually affected her and her whole family. I guess physically, and also just being able to mentally get over that hump to come back and actually, go about the season. For Gabby, what kind of role do you envision for her to take on this year?
So to answer your first question, Stephanie, it's very admirable the way she was able to come back from COVID and get into the market and do her testing and the way she's practiced and things of that nature. Like I think she had enough time to recover where she was actually getting in shape while she was, in quarantine with her family. So after she was able to recover from it. And so she's in a good place physically. And so I thought that was commendable, she's a pro. She's a leader on our team. So when she came in, she was accountable to everything and she was holding other people accountable. So, we were happy with, we didn't see Stephanie that was recovering from COVID. We saw Stephanie that had already recovered. So that was, we didn't get a chance to see that. So right now she's in a good place. She's in a good place mentally. She's in a good place physically. So we expect good things from her and good leadership from her this year. To answer your question about Gabby, so Gabby is, she's the ultimate utility player. She's been knocking down shots at a great rate. She's been, we felt like the year last year at point guard really helped the way she saw the game, the way she sees the game right now. And she, she's been everywhere. We've had her at the wing spot, but it's been sometimes she's, taking the ball out of the point guard's hand and starting to run plays. And it's also been times where she's filled in at the four for us too. We see her as a full-time guard, but she's going to be doing everything for us. So we expect, a good year from her and where she has a lot of responsibility. And it's a year that she doesn't have to look over her shoulder. We expect her to just be able to play through things this year.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Head back to Jamal at the Tribune.
Hey, James. I know you talked about this and kind of apologize for making you repeat yourself, but just what has your bubble experience been like so far since you've been there? Kind of what has it just been like adjusting to this kind of new weird environment, and just kind of what, just the challenges that you see trying to do your job and kind of coach and get your players ready for a season kind of on this short timeline?
Well, yeah, I mean, the experience has been it's been interesting. I mean, we've only been here for a week or so, even less, and I feel like it's been good. I mean, they have everything pretty structured. Like I said, our team is pretty close together because we're not at the lodges, so we're at the villas and the hotel. And so everybody's pretty close. So we're basically at the headquarters of the bubble. And now that we have the lay of the land and everybody's off quarantine, we're able to move around freely and do things of that nature. It's a beautiful campus. The food is good. We're getting to do what we love. Hopefully that feeling lasts when we start playing games. I think that's the only thing that's missing. And I think the time will take us. But I think everybody, all the teams are on a mission here to win, and so that's what I think is occupying everybody's minds. But the fact that the WNBA and IMG have come together and put us in a comfortable environment where we're not as it's not a reflection of what's going on as much in society as far as people not respecting people's rights or not appreciating life at the rate where they're saying that you wear a mask is going to minimize the percentages of passing the virus. I think everybody here is on the same page, and they're trying to respect people, and they're not putting people at risk. So you see everyone wearing masks, and I think it's a good reflection of what society could be, because we have the players here and everybody here for the most part are strong, athletic people. But just for the respect and the welfare of others, they say, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit. I'm going to wear this mask because I don't want to get anything and I don't want to give anybody anything. And so for me, that's why I think that it's a success so far, to the fact that the WNBA is trying to make sure everything is safe and everybody's safe.
Okay, thank you, James.
Sorry, just quickly to follow up on that. So, I mean, I guess you kind of mentioned it, but so you feel just kind of safe in that bubble environment? You think that that's kind of the way that maybe sports could maybe potentially try to operate it if they're going to try to play these games going forward?
I mean, it's still early.
Yeah.
But I think they're taking I think they're taking the proper precautions as far as, what the requirements are and what the protocols are. So they're trying. Of course, it's difficult trying to get however many people on the same page and say, hey, look, we have to take this seriously, because as soon as you see one person relax, then it starts to trickle effect. But
Right.
For the most part, nobody has really been out of line as much, and everybody's really, trying to get this thing done. And you can tell that, the players are all for it and the staff is for it. So hopefully it works out.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks, James.
All right.
We'll have
Thank you,
Steph
guys.
Up next.
All right.